Welcome back to Underground Nutrition After Hours, the Halloween edition. Today we're talking about...
You have to enunciate because the mask is in the way.
Yeah, it's ruffling.
Today we're talking about... Is it ruffling?
No, you sound great.
Today we're
Canceled.
talking about Halloween's canceled.
Matthew Perry dying from the booster.
And war is fake and gay.
Stay tuned.
I get lines all over the place. Yes. I swear.
Welcome back to Underground Nutrition After Hours. I'm Scott, one half of Underground Nutrition, and this is John and Justin of Paramount Gym, my two best friends in the whole wide world. We have a cool little podcast. This is episode number 29. 28 or 29. We're not sure.
One of those.
And today is our Halloween extravaganza episode.
Sure is.
We brought masks.
We did.
We were going to try to tell Justin that we were going to dress up for this so that he would...
He showed up and me and Scott were trying to figure out how to technically pull this off. But we're like,
knew.
Justin either comes to the gym or we meet outside.
But he would never do it. He wouldn't have done it.
He would, if he was convinced that we were, he would have, you know what he would have did? He would have put together he would have put on like a Giants jersey.
100%.
Like, I'm a football
You
player.
nailed it.
I'm a football
Black
player.
paint under my eyes.
Yeah.
That's it. You nailed it, John. Nailed it.
And then he would have been like, and if we actually were in costume, he would have been furious that we didn't accept that as a costume.
Yeah.
And then he would have got it off once he realized we weren't in costume.
That would have been funny
It really would have been.
in hindsight. But
We should have did it to Donnie.
he would have done it. What would you like? What would I dress you up as? Like a scary, sexy ghost or something? Sexy nurse.
What's that Pixar movie with the big, giant fucking...
Monsters Inc.
The one that's really about adrenochrome.
Yes. Yes. That's Donnie.
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. Yeah.
That's Donnie.
The little green one-eyed
Yes,
guy.
that's it.
I watched like a 45-minute video about how that's really about how the elite
That's what you're watching.
the elite scare kids and then kill them for their adrenochrome.
Oh, man.
What do you do?
Internet's wild.
What are you watching? You got some money on the game today?
Yeah, I was just watching the end of the Giant game.
How did it do? Did you win?
Tough one. No.
Tough
no
one?
good. Tough one on the wallet. Tough one on the heart.
You bet that, huh?
Sure did. Sure did.
Sure did.
How would you say this year's gone for you
Not
gambling?
good. Not good. No. No.
Do you have a number like what you've lost?
I mean, it's nothing crazy.
You don't talk about that kind of stuff.
No, you
It's-
don't.
No,
not a
not,
gambler.
not on the internet.
No,
Not a
it's
gambler.
okay. I mean,
More
listen-
than four figures.
No, no,
Oh,
no,
just
no, no.
a couple hundo.
Just a couple hundies. Couple hundy spots.
I
Had some
don't
good
sports
weeks.
gamble, so I don't know.
It's a good time, and it makes the game fun. That's for sure.
Yeah, well.
But
So Halloween is canceled. John, you want to pull the article up while we talk about this? I don't know. Donnie, did you hear about this? That Halloween is canceled in a lovely school district of South Orange,
Orange.
A
Maplewood.
couple school districts.
I
I
only
think it was
saw
just,
South Orange.
I think it's just South Orange, Maplewood. They share a district.
That's your neck of the woods too.
Yeah, I'm born and raised West Orange.
West
so
Orange,
it's right
stand
there.
up.
South Orange is a hellhole.
Yeah, it's a little tough out there. It's a
Yeah.
little different than West Orange.
It's a weird mix of people. It's
West
like-
Orange, very diverse, but a nice area.
Well, originally it was Italian and Irish. Like when my family lived there, it was
Yeah, so was Elizabeth.
and that's how it was broken up. And then I think over time, because of diversity and inclusion, Newark kind of spilled outwards and made it a little more diverse. And now South Orange, I don't really know. South Orange, Montclair is a big, like, there's a lot of Jewish people there. There's a lot of Arab people there.
Yeah.
It's a melting pot
yeah.
in that particular area.
This site's Maplewood. This is CBS New York.
Yeah.
Maplewood, New Jersey. There will be no Halloween celebrations during school hours in one New Jersey school district. The superintendent of South Orange, Maplewood Schools, says he is ending the tradition to build equity and foster inclusion.
And so what does it go on to say what they can't do?
Halloween-related activities will have to wait until after school. The district sent out a letter to parents saying Halloween-themed events and costumes won't be allowed So only Halloween themed costumes, not regular costumes. Halloween themed costumes won't be allowed during school hours, but the schools can partner with organizations like the PTA for events after school.
So you can't go to school in your Halloween outfit. You done on the phone? Now
I was
now that you picked up a video.
I was bringing up the video that you sent in the group chat about it, you jerk.
I think it makes total sense for people. This is a quote. I think it makes total sense for people who can't afford costumes. There's people who don't celebrate Halloween. Again, there are so many other things to worry about. I am not worried about this issue.
No fun for the kids. How can one not afford a sheet with two dots?
Little
poked in?
holes.
That's it. You're a ghost.
Me and Scott had this conversation very briefly. He used the word poverty, but I can remember being a child and I would get, I mean, you know, my parents and they were just, they refused to spend the $100. Like every year there was some mask that I had to have that was probably $125
that you needed to have.
I needed to have
to wear for your Halloween
to wear to
school.
trick or treat or school,
Yeah,
whatever. And my parents refused to buy it for me.
And they would try to duplicate it?
They would no, they wouldn't try to. They wouldn't so much try to duplicate it, but it was like I had a there was like it was a budget, and I don't even remember what the money was, but what the what the budget was for my Halloween costume. But I can rest. I mean, I was well aware at such a young age that all those big fancy masks
Were not in the
like
play.
realistic looking masks on the wall were not in the budget.
Yeah, they were not in the play.
It was like if I was being Freddy Krueger, like that little thing with like face paint that told you how to do it on the back, like that was in the budget.
Yeah.
And it was fine. And it was, it was, I just, like you said, it's,
My mom sent me to school in a cardboard box wrapped in tinfoil, and I was a robot. That probably cost
you your pride.
55 cents.
Cost you your pride.
We did a homemade Dracula one year. I mean, and my mom, a single mom, didn't make a lot of money at all. So, but every year we did Halloween, and we made it work with. I think that this is not it's not a question of. This is one school district out of the entire state that did this. Even our Governor Murphy, who is a horse-faced idiot, went on Twitter to say,
he clapped back.
"Are you serious,
Yeah,
guys?"
he was like, "Are we kidding?"
So I don't understand the inclusion thing, except for the fact that perhaps some of the newer cultures to the area don't do the Day of the Dead thing. And it might be a little offensive to them, but
Right,
hey, welcome to the tri-state area, guys.
right,
Trick or treat.
trick or treat.
I hope you got some candy.
Right.
Hope you got some baklava. No?
I don't know if they're
Turkish
doing
delight?
that. Turkish delight, sure.
Yeah. All right.
Is this guy the guy that canceled? Is he like a super Christian? Is that like I didn't do anything?
It did not seem like that. No, and I think
Because I know a lot of Christians that are like hardcore Christians. They don't celebrate Halloween. My neighbors don't celebrate Halloween. They live above me. They're from Argentina. The guy's a pastor. Those and they have
No
two.
bueno
they
on
have-
the
they have
Halloween?
No buenos.
so. You send your kid without an outfit.
So yeah, so they have two little girls. I think they're like 11 and 12 now. But I've been living there since I was like 7 years. And I remember when they were
No
little,
trick or treating either. No
nothing.
costumes, no trick or treating.
Nothing.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Halloween's the pagan holiday from like Scotland, like Sham.
I don't know the origin of it, but I know a lot of Christians.
Shamahan or
they
something.
refer to it as the devil's holiday.
Yeah, I refer to it as just a good time to get some candy.
Yeah,
you know.
cause a little
It's a commercialized, it's just like any other, it's a commercialized holiday. It's an opportunity to, for these stores to sell candy, sell pumpkins, sell.
It's also a fun time of year for kids to like.
for kids. Yeah,
It's not freezing cold yet.
what I think is a total sham is this trunk or treat shit. That I think
Don't
is-
get me
I
started.
just heard
I-
about this for the first time.
That's
this year.
wild. First of all, okay. Second of all, it's just an excuse for parents to go to a parking lot and get blitzed while their kids go to different trunks.
is that what it is?
That's
I
what
thought,
it is.
I,
They're
I thought-
tailgating?
Yeah, they're
no,
literally
I thought it was. I thought I was the only one, and I had a whole thing about that. Was just like the evolution of like the parent since like our parents,
Uh-huh.
and that other people shared that belief.
Oh, so we.
I don't even no, yeah, and I don't even know if it's for the purpose of getting drunk, but it's for the purpose of like hanging out with their friends.
Yeah, and
Is that what it is?
And being lazy.
Well, what happens is
I thought it.
well, it's in
correct
the
me if
name
I'm
of
wrong.
safety.
Yeah, that's what I thought that now kids are going to school, friend groups are spread out.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we all had kids, we're all spread out. I would imagine
I think our kids would be friends.
we would have to do trunk or treat at like Paramount or Underground.
Right, because it would just be us three.
What do you mean our kids wouldn't be friends?
No, I said our kids would
They
be
better.
friends.
Oh, I thought you were going to
No,
say.
would be friends, but we would have a parking lot with just us
Unless
three.
one of us has a girl, then
Until Scott's kids went to jail. They'd be friends.
yeah, probably.
That's not right.
I'm going to raise little angels.
That's right.
So
No.
the trunk or treat phenomenon. This is not in my vocabulary. I just heard about this, and just correct me if I'm wrong. This is a parking lot
Yes.
of cars,
Mm-hmm.
and people got candy in their trunks,
Yep.
pedo style.
Come into
And-
my van.
Instead of trick or treating, you just walk up to the cars.
You walk up from car to car, and
That's
they
it.
like decorate their trunks.
Yep.
But I mean, it's
That's ass.
And
It is.
And parents are out there.
How
with
did
the
you
red
guys trick or
cups.
treat? Like, what age did you get? When did you start to get out there? Like, I had a
Solo or with like
solo. Like, I remember grade school, my mom would take us around.
right.
And then it got to an age, I don't know, maybe
think it was
fifth,
like-
sixth grade, where you
think-
had I had a group of friends, and we were like, let's go tear it up.
Right. I think it was middle school for me. So 6th grade, we're out and about. Justin sneaking toilet paper in his bag with him to take out. And
Yeah, we're hitting mischief night.
We are causing ruckus.
Yeah, we're getting candy. We're getting high on
Yeah.
sugar.
we'd
Eggs.
steal pumpkins and smash them in the street.
Yeah, it's getting weird.
I only did that a couple of times. I didn't really. I would do shaving cream and toilet paper or tree from like one of the old people in the neighborhood we didn't like.
Well, I think it started. I remember. I remember the last year that any trick or treating festivities went on, and that was, I believe, my freshman year of high school. Some people came over my house
For a
to
little
go
house
trick or
party?
treating. No, to like my house was the meetup spot.
Oh, staging ground.
and we all went and
You
like
remember what you dressed up like that year?
I don't even think we had costumes. We might have had masks, but some kids got arrested.
That was bad,
we
bro.
had like a
That was bad.
What
we had,
drugs
like-
were involved?
We had like $2 worth of weed between the six of us.
Some swag ass fucking chronic, dude.
And people managed to catch a possession charge
Motherfucker smoke.
you guys call it?
within a few hundred
It was all
yards.
sticks and seeds,
Within
sir.
a few
How can I
hundred
get
yards
arrested
of
for
my
this
house.
shit?
So that was the last
How do you
Halloween.
get caught with a nickel bag?
That was the last. It was like the remnants of a nickel bag.
Well, I don't know. So we are.
But our parents used to take us to neighborhoods.
yeah,
Like the
certain-
cool neighborhoods.
Well, like the bigger houses where you might get like a
Yeah,
or just
a
like-
actual candy
Or where there
bar.
was a lot
Or
of
there was
houses
a lot
in
of
one
houses.
area.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
go to a community or something where there's a shitload of fucking houses, and we would just.
It seems completely different now, and I'm not exactly sure what the reason is. It's not like
I think John hit on it with this trunk or treat with its safety. Everything is safe now, blah, blah, blah. But like you're taking away from the fun for these kids, and especially with this school now, like
that's I think that is I think that's an outlier and a symptom of the disease of ultra equity. You know what I mean? Like we're to the point where you're going to overthink every single thing, including Halloween, where kids get dressed up like superheroes and ask for candy. You're going to be like, oh, we got to take this away because somebody might not have the money, or that can't be true. You can make a costume out of anything, so that's not what it is. The religious makeup of the town maybe is offended by it, but
yeah, but what, like South Orange.
that's like me if I go over to like some other country and I'm like, oh, we're not doing this.
I don't like this.
What's
here.
I don't
going
like
on?
this. Yeah,
It's 5 a.m. Can you guys keep it down?
they'll laugh at you.
Yeah.
Well, I
For
feel
some
like
reason here,
They'll laugh at you.
yeah,
they'll
they'll
do
beat you
something.
up.
Halloween, and correct me if I'm wrong, but especially probably over the last decade at least, Halloween has just been an opportunity to like push the envelope. You know, whether it's the costume, the offensive costume. I mean, I guarantee you I feel like every year in the schools or wherever that there is a list of costumes that are not acceptable costumes.
I saw.
Last year it was the Dahmer because that was like the popular show on Netflix.
What do you think it is this year?
I saw on
Kanye?
Twitter. No, I saw on Twitter. I don't know how true it is, but it was somebody who went into like one of the Halloween stores and they came out with one of those, the plastic bags that are like the memes, with and it was the twin towers as the parents and a little plane as the kid. I was offended because most kids don't have two parents at home, right? But
that's kind of fucked up.
That was pretty awesome.
That's fucked up.
I've seen that. I like the They're Not Real lady. That's been a popular one with the plane lady.
John was obsessed with her.
Yeah, it's like that's a
I
pretty.
just want to know what she saw, bro.
She didn't see anything. She took
She forgot to take her meds.
She took one too many Xanax.
Yeah.
Had one too many vodka tonics. Was watching Alex Jones before she got on the plane.
I saw a costume today on Instagram that made me giggle to myself, and it was like a ghost, but like not only was the person dressed up like a ghost, like their body was like a text message thread of them getting like ignored, getting left
Ghosted?
on red, like ghosted, and that made me giggle.
I thought it was the ghost.
That was-
I saw a ghost one. It was a girl. She had her boobs cut out with the googly eyes on it.
Where'd you see that one?
I saw it on Twitter.
Twitter's wild, dude.
Twitter's lot.
Wild West out there.
So diversity inclusion. I wonder if that's going to. I wonder if other school systems are going to adopt that philosophy.
But are they letting the kids that the ones that can't celebrate Halloween related costumes, are they allowing the kids that dress up like animals every day and demand to go to the bathroom in a litter box? Like, are they allowed to wear their costumes?
I think it said. I think they specified Halloween
related.
Halloween, so you could still wear your
Furry stuff.
furry stuff. If
I was
you-
telling Scott that I did a little
That's okay.
digging. Yeah, that's probably allowed. I did a little digging about this school district and found out that the same school district, the elementary school, had a substitute teacher, I think like a couple years back, that was a dwarf. And the principal of the elementary school sent like fucked up text messages to other teachers in the school district and was like, look at this tiny person, blah, blah, like making fun of her.
The superintendent, or
No,
the principal,
the principal of the
Okay.
school sent it.
so that's inclusive.
And nothing happened to him. Like the principal was kept on, so this was allowed, but if you come dressed as
But I can't dress up
like
like Kanye.
R2D2,
That's what that's what it makes me think. It has really nothing to do with diversity inclusion. It just has to do with the slow undermining of the cultural importance.
Any type of American.
Yeah, just like let's just get rid of that and we'll do something different, which is fun. Which is fun for me.
I don't think they let the kids wear green either on St. Patrick's Day. I think
Why?
I read that somewhere. That might have been in like a text
I
thread.
can understand orange. I don't know about green. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
no. So that school district sucks.
You
So
can't
not
wear
like-
green. Oh, because it's St. Patrick's Day?
Correct.
So they just don't want anybody to celebrate anything there.
Yeah. Just
That's
no
fun.
fun. No
That's
fun.
Well, what about all the other?
I wonder what the crime rate is in that area.
South Orange? I don't know. I'm
Uh,
guessing that it's a little bit on the high rate
A
though.
little higher.
Is it? I thought it was a super nice and bougie, like
No.
South Orange.
South Orange has
South Orange
its-
is wild.
It depends on the district. South Orange is pretty live.
Maplewood?
Though. Maplewood's not, Maplewood is weird. Again, you got like Montclair, Maplewood. I mean, you have areas out there like Llewellyn Park, which is like super affluent, like billionaires, and then like literally outside of the gated community is the ghetto.
Yeah.
So you
All
have
the
an
oranges
overlap.
are bad except for West Orange.
West Orange is terrible now.
It's the best out of all the
Oh,
oranges.
yeah. It's
Which
the
one
best.
did you grow up in?
West Orange. Yeah, West
But it
Orange.
was nice when you were there, right?
No, I mean, again, when I was growing up there, it was primarily Irish and Italian families in that weird era where my grandparents, even those areas were separated. Like the Irish had a section, the Italian had a section, and then over time, like my father's completely Irish, my mother's Italian, and they got married. So little by little, they,
Blended.
yeah, they started to merge, and then you had Newark and East Orange all in there, and those populations got larger, and a lot of the boomers moved out of the area.
Yeah.
They call it white flight, but I think it was just boomer. Back then, you could buy a house for $30,000. Still want to punch my dad in the face for not buying 50 houses.
Yeah.
With what is it? Like you could tell the bank what you made
They don't check it.
Yeah, you could be like, how much did you make last year? You could be like $500 million.
Right. And like, here's a loan. Loan for you.
Loan for
you.
You know,
Not anymore.
you got one house, dude.
Yeah.
You got one house. Boomer. Yeah, so a lot of the boomers moved out of the area. They had that boomer money. They went up to different areas of New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the other areas kind of come out and expand and, made them, less Irish and Italian and more whatever. Less Halloween-y.
Right.
So.
All right. So no fun in South Orange. John said there was other school districts that were possibly doing this. Is that
No,
what
I
you
thought
said, John,
I only
or
read the
no?
one. I looked.
I guess I misread because I thought that Maplewood and South Orange
They
were
share a
two
district.
different. Okay.
They share a district. no.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just one, but it'll be interesting to see if anybody catches that for next year, because it seems like the degradation of these fun holidays is definitely like a real thing, where it's just like slowly but surely, our generation is doing it completely different. They're like locking down into their own like little trunk or treat communities,
Yeah.
and they're doing it like themselves. It's spread out. It's not like it was when we were growing up, where you had like a little turf, and you and your friends went out.
Yeah.
You knew who was giving the good candy.
There was even I mean, even as recent as 10 years ago. Like I know that like I'd talk to parents that were like, oh, this is where we go. Some people still do it, and God bless them. You go out, you take your kid out to remember the houses? Would you ever get the houses like when you were a kid that would give you like $1?
I was just gonna say that.
Those were the
Those
fucking,
are
yeah.
the houses that we met that you wanted to hit.
yeah.
Like that single man that lived by himself and
Pulled his wallet out.
He was like,
Get
here.
off my porch. Here's a $1.
anything to end this conversation. Here's $1.
Or you get the weirdo, like my mom would give like a pack of raisins, like the small.
Healthy stuff.
Really?
That's what I would do.
She sucked, man. Sometimes she made a tofurkey one year. That's a turkey shaped.
Tofu turkey.
That's a tofu shaped like a turkey. For
I would be
Thanksgiving.
I'm the lazy person that just puts a bowl outside and hopes the kids just take one.
And then
Yeah.
they take the first kid, gets a whole bowl of.
Exactly.
I love watching those ring cams.
Right.
The bad kids just dumping the whole thing, and then you
Did
like,
you see the memes about the kids, like the bowl they would like shock? They had like a shocker on it, and
No
the kids
way.
would go grab the whole bowl. And it would,
if they grabbed
it would like buzz them. Yeah,
I think that's probably legal. See a razor blade in the apple. Anybody ever get an apple?
No.
Remember that whole thing when we were growing up too? Everything was
Razor-
poisoned.
or
There was-
everything was
razors.
poisoned. There was
razors
drugs.
in an apple.
Razors and like chocolate.
How are you gonna put a razor in an apple? I won't notice
Yeah.
that there's something's been put into this apple.
Like I don't like. I mean, that just proves that even back in our day, like people were still scared.
Has
like,
that ever happened?
I
though?
don't remember.
It's not
ever.
even scared. It's just fear mongering.
Right.
Like I think I remember.
Sells newspapers back.
Yeah, back then it
now it
sold
gets
newspapers.
clicks.
I don't
Yeah.
remember if like did your mom like scan your like
Yeah, my mom scanned
like
my
check
candy.
out your candy
Yeah,
like just
see if anything was opened. Anything like the Smarties, like the twist stuff, my mom would ixnay.
I love
Which is why I love
Smarties.
Smarties to this day.
Because you couldn't have them.
Couldn't have
I
them.
love Smarties.
Strangers couldn't give you Smarties.
Justin's parents didn't check his candy.
no, they didn't care if you get roofied. They
were
would go
hoping
to sleep
something
early.
I didn't see my dad until I turned 18. That's kidding me. This guy worked more than ever, and the one rule in the house: don't bother dad when he came home.
Yeah, so he wasn't checking your candy.
No, he just was.
Now
making
what?
Sure I
How
had a
much?
heartbeat.
Like, would you get a lot of candy?
Me? Yeah, I would go nuts.
You would go.
I'd
went
get
to,
a
like-
pillowcase.
Justin's a
pillowcase.
hard worker, so he strikes me as the type of person that was prepping this all October.
I
He's
was
going to
hit-
grind.
Dude,
he was going out in shifts.
He had his route plan.
I had a king size pillowcase ready to get all the candy filled up, and we went to this like community. I guess it was called Stone Ridge, and it just like you would think it has house everywhere. And we
wealthy.
no, I wouldn't say wealthy.
You don't want to go too wealthy. You
Just
need-
dense.
You need like the upper middle class.
Exactly.
Like you might get a whole Snickers.
if you go wealthy, they're probably not even home.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah,
They're working.
They're not
more
answering
than
the
one
door.
house.
Yeah, exactly.
You're,
So,
when you ring the doorbell and there's a car in the driveway and nobody comes,
and you're like, you're lying.
I'm coming back next year. with
Right.
toilet
Coming
paper
back in
all
an
over.
hour.
I'm taking your pumpkin, smashing it in your driveway.
I might steal your Benz. So that was my Halloween as a child. I'm looking at all these masks too. I'm wondering. I wanted to ask you guys like favorite Halloween movie.
I don't like. I hate.
He doesn't
horror
like
movies.
scary movies.
You don't like scary movies?
No, when I was young, I was terrified of like Friday the 13th. Like we'd have sleepovers, and like I remember distinctly, like Friday the 13th, like what was it, Nightmare on Elm Street. We would all be in the room, and I would like try not to and have anybody notice that I was covering my eyes for the whole fucking thing. I didn't even want to hear it.
Right.
I was terrified of it. I was prone to fear when I was younger.
Yeah, I was pretty scared of Jason. Jason definitely scared me.
I mean, I would probably say Scream because that came out at an age when it was like kind of fun, but I don't like slasher gory movies. I don't like any of it.
Do you consider The Exorcist a Halloween scary movie or no? Because
Well, I don't. I mean, scare.
it's not a Halloween. I guess it's not Halloween.
The
Obviously.
only movie that I would really.
I mean, it fits the theme.
Yeah.
all of those, I loved. I was never into The Exorcist. I wasn't a huge like demonic possession growing up. I mean, I like them now. They kind of scare me because I guess it's silly, but like I'm like, oh, I like the things that are more realistic. Like someone's gonna get demonically possessed.
Yeah.
But there's a better chance of me getting possessed by the devil than meeting Jason. No, I loved all those. I still love all those 80s like slashers, Freddy, Halloween, Jason, like
Chucky.
Friday the 13th.
No, I
Chucky
hated
was
that
good.
shit, man. I hated that. I was
No,
terrified.
I love, and there. It's funny because I've gone
Big
back.
soft ass motherfucker.
Ah, don't get it fucked up. Just 'cause I don't want to watch the movie doesn't mean I won't.
I know you'll fucking stab a motherfucker.
They're such bad movies.
Oh, they're probably the worst
so
acted
bad.
movie ever.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of any of that stuff. I like the sci-fi horror kind of stuff. Event Horizon is the scariest movie ever made.
I did
really?
like Scream
I
though.
watched Event Horizon recently, and I was like, this was so much better 10 years ago.
Yeah, I won't. Anything that's made, even anything after
Like pre 2010.
yeah, it's terrible. It's like hard to watch. They changed like I don't know what the film or I don't know what it is.
Well, I think Halloween is probably the only movie that I would call its remakes tolerable.
I've never watched. I don't think I've ever watched any of them. I've never even watched the original. I couldn't tell you what Nightmare on Elm Street is about, other than Freddy Krueger. I have no idea what Jason is about.
Really?
I've never watched them. I never will.
There's
I will
such
live and die.
cool stories. That's
Not true. I can't. Be
I wouldn't
true.
say if they're cool.
no, but I'm
stories.
just saying, like, not.
It's like, is it?
I liked. Like
Why is he in a hockey mask?
Because his face
That
was
I don't know.
fucked up. I don't know the origin of that.
Sorry, so I guess I don't know the story.
I know. I kind of know the Freddy Krueger story. He was a pedophile, right? And they like lynched him.
He was. I don't think he was. He a real pedophile or just an accused?
I think he was accused of being a pedophile.
And they burnt
killed him and they burnt him and he comes back and he's getting his quote unquote revenge.
And then he comes back as a pedophile.
in your dreams, he comes back in your dreams.
In your dreams, yeah.
yeah, that's I don't need any of
I
that.
did
in my
like
life.
the one of the later Halloweens with the one with Josh Hartnett. You remember that one?
That was H2O. Yeah.
Yeah, I fucked with that one.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. They're all cringe.
Did you see
as
the Rob
fuck.
Zombie remakes?
No.
Of what?
Halloween.
No, I've never seen one of those movies. I've seen some of Rob Zombie's movies.
I was going to say
and
Scott
even
looks
that
like
I
a
don't
Rob
like.
Zombie fan.
You know,
No,
I was more of his music fan, which is
That's what I
terrible
mean.
too.
I like his music. I like his movies.
And his music,
I like no
you put a little Astro Creep on or whatever it's called.
Astro.
Did he have something to do with Sin City?
No,
No.
no.
That was Rodriguez. What's his name?
I don't know. What's it called? Was Rob Zombie was House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and then 3 from Hell. And then he also did. He did a couple flops that everybody hated that I actually liked more than his popular movies. Like, was it 37 or 38? What was that weird one?
I didn't
In
watch.
the
The only one I
warehouse.
watched
I
was
don't
House
go.
of a
You
Thousand
you
Corpses.
gave a recommendation to me, and I said to myself, "That's the absolute last time I'm ever listening to you."
John.
It was like Rob Lowe. He's like, "This is a really funny show on Netflix." I put it on for 4 minutes before I almost threw my remote through my television.
Oh my god! It was.
What
did I tell you?
unwatchable.
It was watchable.
What's the show? I didn't watch.
It was like Rob Lowe is like some super queer, and
Super queer.
that's his character. He's like this like high strung type A quasi homosexual, and he was like, "Oh, this is the funniest, greatest thing ever."
That's not what I said.
Like, you know, you
Everything's an exaggeration with you.
I-
I said it was
I can
good. It was
remember it, like,
entertaining.
John watches some fucking stupid shit.
Yeah,
but he'll admit it.
You
He'll-
watch everything.
I watch a lot.
Literally
of shit too.
everything.
I watch a lot of shit.
Good, bad.
I watch
What was the
weird
one
shit.
show? You made me watch that one show. I watched 3 episodes of
Which
it. It
one?
was
Me?
insufferable.
Which one?
It was Scott. It was like science fiction.
What?
Oh, on
Ridley
HBO?
Scott?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it called? Man of War?
Something Wolves.
The
Wolves.
Wolves. Yeah, it was so weird. I
It
couldn't
was
get
so
with it either.
Oh, that was so good.
I couldn't get with it
I can't
either.
wait for the next season.
And it was like low key about like
the Bible.
liberals,
Well, it was about it was
conservatives,
about
Bible.
right wing, left wing,
Yes. Yeah.
destroy the planet,
Yeah.
start a new planet with AI. So cool. Really, anything really Scott does. I can't wait for Napoleon. Can't wait. Poor Napoleon.
So you don't like Justin? What's your favorite Halloween movie? Are you gonna watch like a Halloween movie this year? Do you
No.
get into like?
No, I don't get into like the.
You're like,
the
I gotta watch a Halloween movie.
No, I don't.
Or like, I gotta watch a Christmas movie.
He's betting on women's tennis.
Yeah, I'm watching sports, but I like I said, I always was super intrigued and thought The Exorcist was fucking terrifying. Like I was like Scott was like with his eyes closed. That's how I was when I was a
That's
kid.
crazy to me because you're a man of God.
I know.
I'm surprised.
I was rooting for the priest.
I just watched an Exorcist movie with
There's a new one in the
newer
theaters
one?
right now.
Yeah.
no
theaters?
This
There's
is
a new
with
one in theaters right now.
what's his name from Gladiator.
Yeah, it's on. You can get it on HBO Max. I think.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
It wasn't good.
No.
That's the
It
one. that's
looked
in
like
the
it was
theaters?
wild. I saw like
thought it was
clips
gonna
on
be good.
TikTok of it, and it was fucking terrifying.
What the hell is his name? Gladiator.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, yeah.
Fat Russell Crowe, like a fat, anything where he's like chubby in it. I'm like, this is gonna be great. He was good in it. He played like an Italian priest.
Yeah.
He was like.
Did you see the Road Rage one where he was fat?
I don't think so.
Oh, he plays like some lady cuts him. It's the craziest concept. I forget what it's called, but he like cuts. I watched it on a plane. Some lady cuts him off in the beginning of the movie, and he just becomes a he like just goes on a killing spree and stalks her and kills her whole family.
Oh wow, that's great.
Sounds awesome.
So you guys gonna go to any like any Halloween parties, like a dance or
A dance.
I'm gonna
a
pass
Halloween
on that.
dance?
I'm gonna pass on the Halloween parties.
You guys gonna throw like a Halloween party or something at the gym?
We should do a cool rave Halloween themed at the gym.
No, I don't know if that's something. I don't know if I'm willing to take that liability on.
You don't want to do a rave at
No,
the
I
gym?
don't wanna
You don't
do
think
a
your
rave.
insurance
That's
cover
the
will
new
cover
cool
that?
thing.
I think my insurance provider would appreciate that.
How do you even like bring that up? Like, hey, I'm gonna throw a.
I don't know.
You guys gonna do something for like costumes or like you gonna have people dress up? Get a free day pass? You heard it here first.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea, Dave.
Because this will come out probably the day.
Yeah.
It'll be too late.
Scott, I want Scott in the gym Tuesday night in costume.
What will I get? Can you promote it? Like DJ Scott?
That's what you're gonna be.
I'll be DJ Scott.
DJ Scott?
We'll
Can
play.
you make like a turntables out of cardboard?
I'll play Meshuggah. Yeah, I'll come as a DJ.
I want you to wear those big rave pants with the little danglies, some glow
I'll
sticks.
wear my red Kanye puffer jacket.
That's what you should do.
Some sunglasses.
Yeah,
And I will play Meshuggah and death metal.
Donnie's gonna come. Donnie's coming that day to film that shit. Hell yeah,
That would be awesome.
I like that.
You got. You know, it would be a good Halloween costume. Matthew Perry zombie.
Segway.
Did you hear about that, Donnie?
Segway. Matthew Perry died of the vaccine.
Yeah, over under drugs or the 15th booster he got. Did you see the T-shirt he put out not too long ago?
I sent it in the group chat. I think right.
You did, yeah. It was
Yeah.
a vaccinated in the friend style, and then he's like, "How much more vaccinated can you be?"
Matthew Perry is the most vaxxed you could ever be. Rest in peace.
There is one interesting thing about that I was thinking about. Was apparently. Yeah, he drowned.
in a
He
hot
drowned in a
tub.
hot tub. Yeah,
Hot tub.
Yeah, It was
Cardiac arrest.
Cardiac arrest. That's what they're saying.
Where'd you get your news from? TMZ. It's a reliable source. Yeah,
Got
I
it
know
from
a
the
whole lot of
Washington Post.
adult males will just randomly drown in their hot tub.
At 54.
Yeah. Well, how will I get out of here?
He had a colorful past.
When he's
that's it.
But
So-
he's been clean and sober for how long?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he got some of that new fentanyl. That's being
So when I
pressed.
first saw it, my immediate thought was he relapsed.
right until I saw that T-shirt,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, maybe he had a cardiac event.
maybe one of those boosters that.
Well, it will certainly be interesting to see what happened. But this is what I was. He posted apparently that night from the hot tub, full moon in the background. Some, if I remember correctly, some nice lighting. Him in the corner of the hot tub. I think he set the camera up himself. I don't think anybody was with him. but
Damn.
who knows?
Okay.
Took the picture, posted it, and that's his last post, right?
What
Now,
was the caption?
I don't know, like fucking get vaccinated or something.
Hashtag get vaxxed.
Hot tub popping bubbly.
Hope I don't catch a clot.
I saw.
Wait, goes to my point, is that a lot of people who pass away have a last post. And as far as last posts go, that's a decent last post. You're in a hot tub, beautiful moon in the background, city, hot tub,
Yeah.
and that's it. You're out. Where a lot of people, their last post is going to be like, some MAGA retard stuff.
Yeah.
Like, some QAnon. Imagine your last post is like, Nancy Pelosi was executed
Yeah.
at Guantanamo Bay. Trump is the real president. And then you're
Epstein
out.
didn't kill himself.
Yeah, Epstein didn't kill himself. And that's your last
And
post.
that's your last post. It's either that or they're
Or like some like stupid dinner you were at, and like put it. Your last post is like some like 3.4 pizza.
and then you're dead. That's what people have to remember you by.
So I should start posting like it's gonna be my last post.
Mike Waters sent me a really funny meme earlier today, and it was a picture of David Schwimmer, his friend's co-star, in a pool, and it said Schwimmer, and next to it had Matthew Perry in a tub, and it said not a swimmer.
Got him.
I don't know. I giggled.
No, it's not too bad.
It's funnier than the show.
The show did you watch Friends?
Hated Friends.
I hated. Did you watch Seinfeld?
hated Seinfeld.
Really?
Hated it.
I liked Seinfeld. I watched all Seinfeld.
Hated
don't-
Seinfeld. Hated
I didn't
Friends.
like Frasier. I didn't
Hated
like
Frasier.
Friends was unwatchable. Probably one of the worst
Seinfeld
things.
was unwatchable.
I never
It's the
laughed.
same humor.
No, I like Curb Your Enthusiasm. I think
I
Larry
hated
David.
Curb. Ugh.
Really?
I think that guy sucks.
I like Larry David.
I don't
think
even
he's pretty
laugh at
funny.
him. No.
He's really funny.
He's got nothing on Mel Brooks. I fuck with Mel Brooks.
That's your favorite Semite.
Spaceballs.
That's your favorite.
It's like Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
No,
was
I've
good.
never. I don't think I've ever found
Blazing
any
Saddles?
of that like.
Yeah. What'd you say? You don't think
I don't
what?
think any of that like. I don't know. I'm sure I can think of a couple shows, and you would make fun of me for them.
Name one.
Fresh Prince.
Oh God.
Fresh Prince was
I watched.
fire.
I watched. Fresh
I will
Prince.
take.
Till they
Are you going to
replaced
sit
the
here and
mother.
tell me that? Well, Scott's going to disagree with me, but shows like Fresh Prince,
Family
shows
Matters.
like Martin, they were way funnier than Seinfeld. and
I didn't
Friends.
watch Martin. I did watch Fresh Prince for sure. I liked Fresh Prince, but I mean, all those shows they eventually get like you outgrow them.
They get stale. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that. I liked In Living Color. I liked
In Living Color is probably the best show that's ever been on regular TV.
even old Saturday Night Live, like '90s Saturday Night Live was
that-
fun.
Yeah,
They always had-
those crews that they had on them were insane.
Yeah.
Did
But-
you see that skit? What's the who's the football player that's a coach now for Colorado?
Deion Sanders.
Where the guy was playing Deion
Yeah,
Sanders.
Keenan was playing. him,
Yeah,
or Cal,
that was
whatever.
hysterical.
I didn't see that. Both those guys are pretty funny too. But R.I.P. Matthew Perry. What's
Yeah.
his name? Chandler Bing.
Chandler. Yeah.
Let's go over under. I'm taking official cause of death, cardiac arrest, unknown. Unknown reasons. It's going to be in and out of the news cycle. Cardiac arrest, didn't drown. Definitely didn't drown in the hot tub. I don't think it was an OD. I thought he was like clean and sober. But that's also a thing. Like you're clean and sober a long time, and then you decide to call the guy.
That's why I think
You get some Xanny bars that are
And
actually fentanyl.
nobody's gonna know because
Yeah.
everybody thinks you're clean and sober.
Yeah, but they're going to do an autopsy on him for his age.
my prediction is that he unfortunately relapsed and somehow that caused the cardiac arrest.
Now I'm going to go.
That's
I'm
your
gonna go,
prediction.
That's my prediction.
I'm going clean toxicology, cardiac event.
Booster number 7.
First booster.
Cause of death.
It wasn't number 6. It
Shout out
was-
Pfizer.
Get your booster shots this season. It's flu season, guys.
Pfizer. What?
Donnie, what are you going to do? You going with drowned in the hot tub, 50-something years old?
Rip Current.
I wouldn't say every time, but I mean, you're 40-something years old. You're healthy.
Donnie's mad. Do you think it
Donnie's
was?
mad because he took the vaccine. And how many boosters?
100% we're gonna. Dude,
How
you're
many?
Like 30.
Wait, just real quick. I don't want to badmouth the vaccine. My parents took it. I'm glad they did. My grandparents took it. I'm glad they did. How many booster shots did you get? Why? That's not what this is. That's not what they recommend.
Why?
You're not in compliance.
You're not in compliance with the rules. So I don't understand. So it's only you got the vaccine, but you're not going to follow the rules afterwards. The vaccine doesn't work anymore unless you get the boosters. But that's not what Fauci said. You absolutely do need the boosters for it to work.
How many times have you gotten COVID since you got the vaccine? Once.
How bad was that? Was that worse than the first time you had it?
Well, I did CrossFit, and I thought it was like really fucked me up.
One time I did CrossFit and actually thought I had COVID, but I actually just did
That's the
CrossFit.
CrossFit plug right there. Yeah.
I could have died if I didn't take the vaccine. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
You could have
died. You definitely could have died.
or you might not have gotten it at all,
yeah.
and you would have been fine.
Mm-hmm. You never know.
You never know. Error on the side of caution every time.
I'm
But
glad you took
I just
it.
think it's telling that you didn't follow the CDC guidelines of boosters. If you really believed in it, you would have taken all of the boosters. Jeez. Drove this podcast into a wall. Like I said, I have family members who took it, and I'm happy they did. I am also happy that I did not, because I believe that one day, if I ever do have working sperm, it'll be worth more money. If people want that unvaccinated jizz. That's what I heard. I heard it's going to be like, same thing with breast milk.
That's huge.
There's going to be a big market for unvaccinated breast milk.
Unvaccinated semen is very.
They're going to keep giving you a lot of money for that.
Oh
I
man,
don't know who they are.
That's
But
so I made a hell of an investment.
we were just investing in the future.
Sorry, Donnie, you missed out on that fucking cash cow.
I'm too short to be female.
What?
If you're under 5'9", they don't want it.
Girls don't want to. They don't want to date you.
Sorry, John.
Short kings. They don't want short kings.
Sorry.
Is that
Like,
true?
Yeah, if you're under 5'9", they don't want it.
Wow, I didn't know that. It's like
That's more
discrimination.
exclusive than Halloween.
It sure is.
that's
There's
crazy.
no equity in that,
You should sue them. There's nothing wrong with a 5'9" king.
right?
That's crazy.
You
Most of these
could-
girls are 5'2". That's the audacity.
Yeah.
I've seen that on dating like memes where it's like must be 6 foot, 6 figures, 6 inches,
They don't care.
6
if
years in
you're-
prison.
Scott, you're checking off a lot
I'm
of lists right
hitting
now.
all the
man.
boxes.
Dude, you
People
are,
don't even know what a catch I am.
You are in the plus right now, bro. You are sitting stacked,
6,
bro.
6, 6, and 6.
You are flush.
and it's like some like 5'2" goblin,
Yeah.
you know, who just lives at home, does OnlyFans.
Dumb bitches.
Sick. Yeah, let's get married. Take me for everything.
Oh my god.
So no Halloween plans for. We're not doing any parties. I guess. I mean, underground. I might do something fun where if you wear a stupid costume, I'll give you a discount
all day long, right?
all day. Come in a costume. Fake
Should
it.
we go
Put
in
some
a
wi-
costume and get discounts at Underground, Justin?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
he has never even been to, so he doesn't even know where they are.
Can we return it the next day for full price?
Absolutely not. No returns.
I get my underground delivered right to
If you
my
get a
fucking
discount
store.
and you try to return, I'll be pissed.
I went to the store yesterday and got your new Arnold crew neck.
Arnold
Nice and
Cruna,
soft, great for the fall.
Russell Athletics,
Athletics.
soft, light, iconic.
It's getting to that time where you're just recycling.
Yeah, I don't know what to do anymore. I copied you. My last drop was I copied you guys,
I saw that.
and then I just did my Arnold print. I mean, my partner's right. He's like, just churn it out. We're selling them. You know, you don't have to be Mr. Creative all the time. But I like.
You like to create.
I'm a
You're
builder.
a visionary. You're like I am.
I'm a builder. And I'm worried a lot of people in my life are destroyers while I'm a builder.
You're worried that a lot of people in your life.
Yeah, I talked to my therapist about this.
You know who's not destroyers for you in your life is me and John. Because I get a twinkle in my eye every time you introduce the show and say you're best friends. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, we build you up.
Yeah, right. Did you get the 5 minutes before we turn the cameras on?
I know I
Just
do.
building me up.
I build you the fuck up, bro.
So I think I'm going to put all my efforts into a fun winter, creative.
Is it going to be the Double Dragon?
I might do something with that. I thought that would have been more popular, but what I realized was that
What do you
Instagram.
mean?
Well, I only got 4,000 views on it, which
It's
is
a
annoying.
reel. You don't know how it's going to do.
Well, that's what I mean. Like I got a lot of positive feedback on it, but didn't catch. It got a lot of shares, like almost 30, which is good. But I don't know. I feel like maybe it was a miss. But I tried to promote it. I thought I would get at least 10,000 views with the promotion. And then I guess because me and Donnie were arguing about the audio for this, and he's like, no, you should just use my audio. And I'm like, I want to use something cooler. And we went with something cooler, and Instagram flagged it. So I couldn't promote it.
Trust the producer, bro.
I know.
You gotta
So
trust him.
I have two options.
Even though last week when he didn't come, it was our best episode ever.
Yeah, it was. We got a lot of followers and a lot of views. Really.
Just not come next time.
That's not-
2,000
That'd be
views.
great. He goes, that'd be great.
2,000 views for people to not want to hear our.
2,200.
Yeah, it was on a podcast, which
Yeah.
is incredible.
Yeah.
Talk about the comments. And what we felt about.
Well, it was two types of people in the comments: people that were pro-Palestine and people that were pro-Israel, which is exactly what our point was that you're going to get mad at me regardless
No matter
of what I
stance.
say here, and I am telling you, my stance has not changed one bit. I don't care.
What happened to all those comments that aren't showing?
Well, which ones?
Because you told me I saw it says
No, that was a mistake. I kept thinking that Donnie sent me TikTok. People were mad at TikTok.
Oh, there-
no, there were if you look at the YouTube, if you pull the YouTube up, it says like 12 or I forget what the number is.
I
but
think
there's only
the,
like 5 or 6 comments.
The Allah Akbar, death to Israel. Even if I accepted that, I don't think they're going to let that go. I did accept it. I wanted it up there because I like when people just say things.
That's what they were saying.
Get crazy.
Yeah, it was like Inshallah, fucking something Israel, death to Israel, something like that.
That's crazy.
And then I guess there was some pro-Israel people in there. I don't even know if people even listened to our take. You know,
No.
it was kind of like
They saw the thumbnail and just wanted to yell.
somebody said it was clickbait. They're like, this is a new channel, and you're talking about Israel Palestine. This must be clickbait.
It's supposed to be about nutrition.
I'm like, first of all, this is a new channel. Second of all, I can talk about whatever I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of nutritional videos if you want to watch them. But
Sure
you're
are.
not going. Way to take 2 seconds to click just to see if what you're about to say is right.
we appreciate the click.
Yeah, click, dude.
Thanks, bro. Talk all the shit you want.
Yeah, I love
We
it.
want-
The algorithm loves it. That's why I was like, talk shit in the comments. Tell us this episode sucks.
Yeah,
Just tell us.
Something happened because for a solid like 6 hours,
People
that thing
were
was
watching.
The views were just
Well, what happened was that YouTube realized that
We're
people
stars.
were clicking on.
we're stars.
We're stars.
Yeah, so people were clicking on the thumbnail, so they were showing it to more people, which was getting more clicks. Which is funny because the thumbnail I wanted was Jake Paul with the Jewish flag star over him, and Dylan Dennis with the Palestinian flag to make the
Comparison,
connection, the
yeah.
comparison.
to cover all the
And
topics.
he said that it was too busy, and I was like, "Oh God, I guess we'll just do Israel."
He crushed it.
And he crushed it.
He crushed it.
So maybe we should just keep using that thumbnail no matter
Donnie
what we're
for the
talking
W.
about. So I just want to point this out because I've been wanting to talk about this for a little bit, and we'll just take it out with this. Right.
What do we got?
This piggybacks on the Israeli-Palestinian thing and the Ukraine-Russia thing.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened earlier this week with the Robert E. Lee statue, right, is that war in 2023. Now, maybe I've never been to war, keep in mind. I've read books. I think I'm pretty good with history. War has turned into a fake and gay video game. And watching the fighting from the Ukraine and Russia was so disheartening for me because I read a book by Ernst Junger, who was a World War II war veteran and a German guy, wrote some really brutal accounts of trench warfare and everything that kind of like went into what it's like. And notoriously, you remember, I don't know if you guys ever heard the story. I believe it was maybe England and Germany, trench warfare, Christmas Eve, and they played a soccer game. They called a truce, and they played a soccer game in between, and then the next day they went back to killing each other. And just the sort of brutality involved, and then also not a desecration of the losers, where their memories are completely shattered, or their bodies are torn to pieces, or people on Instagram or Twitter are laughing at soldiers in trenches while drones drop grenades. Like, imagine you're in a trench, you're Ukrainian or Russian in a trench, you're 22 years old, and there's a stupid drone dropping grenades this isn't like this is not the war that I would have signed up for. I would much rather get shot or blown apart by a tank or artillery.
But that's the sign of the times. I mean, I think it's fair to say that everything has evolved.
Yeah, but
With
the evolution of it.
That's the evolution of technology.
Well,
is
that's
what that
fine.
is.
I'm not in modernity and all that. I'm not saying I get it. Like, we're going to find newer and more impersonal ways to kill people every year. But the thing that with the Robert E. Lee statue and the Confederate stuff is now there seems to be a general consensus where the losers are just like their memories are shattered. Like Robert E. Lee is he is a worthless human being, and to the point where, regardless of the fact that whatever he believed in something enough to die for it. Okay, and men go to war over it, and you have two opposing sides. Let's say one is right and one is wrong, and let's say the people who are right win. That doesn't mean that you desecrate the losers. It doesn't mean that you just take down their statues and shatter them as human beings and make it so that their families can never, like, they're all persona non grata, melt their statues down. And if that's the way that we're going with stuff like this, why would anybody sign up for anything? Because, I mean, at any given time in American war, we could be the devils. We're the monsters. You know what I mean? You get shot over there, killed over there, and for some reason there's some sort of power change, and then your memory is completely, desecrated. So I think what I'm trying to say is war is fake and gay, and people should just stop fighting them until something reasonable comes up.
Well,
How's that
I
hot
agree
take?
with the first half, but I don't think that you're going to see that the second half.
What, the war is fake and gay?
No, I don't
he
think that
agrees
you're
with
going to
that part.
see that. I mean, this is the evolution of technology.
Well, I understand that, the impersonal ways of killing people. However, I don't know, man. Why have trench warfare at all? Why have front line at all?
Yeah,
Like,
why have any soldiers? Why have any ground attack
Yeah,
when you could just like
yeah,
I
we could just
bomb
like
you
like
from
there
the
was
same thing that Dylan was using in the gym today.
2 years ago they were making fun of there was a conspiracy theory about Jewish lasers, and it was the Iron Dome, and there was like on the really hard right they were like Alex Jones level, like the Jewish laser meme, and then it turns out that they actually do have this technology where there's laser beaming rockets out of the sky. They could use it on people. It's so yeah. I mean, I think what I'm saying is I read this book by Ernst Juncker, and I read the accounts of those guys fighting and dying, and it seems so much more patriotic and noble versus where you see these images of these Ukrainian or Russian guys who are just like suffering, getting their legs blown off by, a drone that I can buy in Walmart.
Yeah,
It seems like it sucks.
Yeah.
It seems like it sucks so bad.
it really does.
So
So hopefully it doesn't turn into World War.
and then besides
that,
whoever wins, you would hope that there would be some dignity for the losers.
Yeah.
Where they're not completely erased and painted as, whatever you want to think about the Confederates. I don't care what you think about them. They were guys who fought and died for whatever it is that they believed in, right or wrong, and they lost their lives. So stop kicking them.
Yeah, 200 years ago.
Stop it.
Yeah.
knock it off. You seem petty and weird. Did you see the images of that? Did you see the images of that where they took down in the middle of the night? They took down the Robert E. Lee statue and then smelted it, and then they gave us this the same thing with Trump. They gave this hard ass picture of Robert E. Lee's face glowing red, like the laser beam eyes.
I saw.
So now, and everybody who's like far right or Confederate supporters, it's all like their PFPs. They're all like their avatars
Their
now.
avatars on
There's a
Twitter.
burning red Robert E. Lee face.
What about the take? And again, I'm just going to offer an opposing take to yours just to be the devil's advocate. What about saying that if it's not worth or your opponent is not deserving of being erased from memory, that it's not worth going to war over?
Well, what do you mean? Like if
You don't want to wipe the floor clean of them.
If you
Why?
are deserving of dignity, then it's not.
because usually wars aren't fought over morals. Like the lie that the Confederate and that the Civil War was fought specifically over slavery. I mean, that's what most people think, was that it was just a states' rights thing, and that people really hated Abraham Lincoln. And yeah, they wanted to keep their slaves, which makes them now morally abhorrent. But back then, that was what people did. So you're raised in a household where you have slaves. You're taught by your parents, who were taught by their parents. You don't think that you don't have the moral high ground. It's not like that's not the way you're thinking. You believe that you're right. And then you lose sons and daughters, or you're a young man and you're going to war. You don't even understand it. It's just that like you're defending your land and what you think is right. And then you get fucking you get murdered. You could die in some,
Well, no, I'm just saying that
Virginia field.
Perhaps it's more serious than viewing it. And I'm not saying I'd have to examine it mentally, but
well, it's like
But I mean, I get that logic if you're talking about like. If you're talking about people like fist fighting, like if we have an altercation and whatever, we just have to fight or duke it out.
Shake hands.
And that's fine. And we shake hands. There's something gross about me going and rounding up all my friends and catching you off guard and beating you within an inch of your life. But that's a different concept.
Well, yeah. Well, it's the same thing. Or to win the fight, and then to whenever you see the person out, win the fight again and again, and desecrate them after they're dead and kick their tombstone over. It just seems like, okay, you could teach that they were wrong. You could teach that they were wrong and they lost, but that doesn't mean that the people involved on that side didn't have lives and families and beliefs and died in an honorable way. It seems so crazy. You can say that slavery is bad, but you can say that Robert E. Lee was a good general. Both those things can be true.
Oh yeah, and I'm not even speaking on one specific war or point in history. I mean,
well, they did it with the Nazis. And I think that was the first time in history that I can think of where the Nazis, could have been an 18-year-old kid, and you have no idea about politics or anything else, and you're fighting a world war, and you go out and you die, and now there is no honor for.
And then there's situations with drafts and where you don't even have a choice.
We don't even, not even that, but those people who's like a mother lost their son, and you could say that he was fighting for a cause that was wrong, but it's not like you don't have time to consider this.
His I get what you're saying. His stance on the cause is irrelevant.
Yeah, you had guys on National Socialists who fought heroically and did noble things for their people, but they are completely wiped from history. You can't say any of that. There are no memorials for those people. They are persona non grata. They died over a cause that they probably had nothing to do with. And everybody was like, oh, well, if you were what? Like Jordan Peterson said, you would have been a watchtower guard. Shut up. You don't have the balls. Most people don't have the balls.